Thanks for reminding me. Hi, everybody. I'm Davey Gabbard, and I want to thank you for joining us for our July webinar. I'm the VP of Operations, and I'm really proud to be joined by our founder, Debbie Waynes, the DW. And we're also joined by Beth Wagmeister, who provides ASL interpretation for our webinars. And we just want to give Beth a special shout out today for the WAG group, the Workplace Accessibility Group, and her company, the services that they provide. Today is the 33rd anniversary for the Americans with Disabilities Act. And so it's a very important landmark for those of us that are committed to increasing accessibility to the world for those that are disabled. So thanks for joining us again, Beth, and welcome and congratulations on the anniversary of the ADA. We're going to jump right into the content today. I'm going to go over to the presentation. There it is. All right. Very briefly, a lot of you are, I see, repeat participants in our webinar, so I won't belabor the point, but just a little background on the DW Consulting Solutions model. We teach old school networking habits with cutting edge technology, and it's all based on the know, like, trust principle. And it's important that more than anything, you're likable when you're using LinkedIn, and that your behavior grows your network in a way that builds value to you and your network. So the first thing, complete an optimized profile. It's important that that is done. It shows the world your most professional presence. The second step for you to do is to make sure that you're personalizing your invitations and you're building your network thoughtfully. There are over 900 million members on LinkedIn now. Lots of opportunities to connect and expand your network. It can be done thoughtfully. Please don't pitch. Don't pitch in your invitations. Don't pitch out of the gate. Just don't pitch. How about you build relationships? This is a networking site, and we see a lot of bad behavior. Don't be one of those people. And make sure that you're engaging with content with other members, or creating your own content in a way that builds value and demonstrates that you are setting yourself above your competition. All right, let's dive into the content. Pics or didn't happen. Why we want to encourage you to use photos in your profile and your post. And the reason is obvious. When you scroll through the home page, which pieces of content do you engage with? Probably ones that catch your eye because they've got images with them. When engagement with content is clear and relevant, images will always enhance that. We are visual creatures experiencing this media primarily through visuals, right? So it's important that it catches your eye. You want to stand out from the crowd. There's a lot of content, as I said, over 900 million members. So you want to stand out. Images will help you do that. Just give yourself a test. What posts do you stop and look at? Do you stop when you see a bunch of text? Do you stop when you see a specific hashtag? Do you stop when you see a specific content creator, a specific topic? The images catch your attention. And I guarantee you it's probably images that are catching your attention. And there are lots of ways for you to add images to your account, and there are lots of sources for free images. And so we've listed some here: freepic.com, effecteasy.com. We use stocksnap.io for these examples of, for example, a health post or a work post. You want to make sure that you are using images that are free and are not copyrighted other people's work of art, and give credit where credit is due. And use your own images as well. If you follow Debbie, she is so good about using images, taking images at events and sharing her activities. And we're finding posts that are authentic and real, and you and your really, really life are the ones that get the most views in our experience. Okay, so Debbie, why don't you tell us about where else we can use images?
Definitely. So when people first visit your profile, the very first thing they're going to see is your banner. This is the area behind your headshot. Please use something other than the default. There's really nothing pretty about the default tricolored bland kind of background. And frankly, if you choose not to use something for an image in there, it kind of gives the impression that you really don't care about presenting your brand. So it's the first place that you get to make it easy for people to get hold of you. We choose to use ours. I've got a couple of examples here. Anything and everything that people need to know to get hold of us is right there on our banner, our website, our email, our phone numbers. You know, you can add whatever you want now for a call to action. So make it easy for the viewer to reach out to you, and at least get a website and a phone number on there. When we do banners as one of our services, you can always contact us for help. The second one below ours is one of the ones that Davey created for a client down in Miami. He was very happy with it. We've done dozens of these banners now, and it's a back and forth between Davey and the client as to what they're looking to include, et cetera. But we're very proud of what Davey's work has produced. So thank you, Davey. All right. And next, I want to talk about where to use images for your profile video. You know, no sooner did we do a webinar, the last webinar we did, talking about how to put that together. And as of June 25th, LinkedIn decided, we don't know why, to discontinue the profile video. So when you see a double ring around someone's picture, headshot, it means they have a video behind that headshot. And anyone that had it up there and running before the 25th of June, it's going to still run. We don't know how long. They might be taking it down for us too. But the double ring is the indicator that there's a video behind that headshot, and it's 1 minute. And here's the fix to get around this. You still should do this. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, can't stand, recording myself or looking at a camera or whatever. Just practice and it'll be perfect. And you can do this on your phone. You want to hold your phone vertically, instead of horizontally the way it usually is done. Hold it vertically and practice on the timing. That was the biggest challenge I had because I like to talk. So you got to keep it under a minute in order to upload it with your phone to a LinkedIn post. We love to caption. Clipchamp is just one of my favorites. I actually started using it while I was listening to a tutorial on it by Jillian Whitney. We're going to be crediting her at the end with her link, and that's my favorite captioning app. Super easy. And when you get your video done and captioned, if you want to caption it, you can upload it as a post and introduce it, with a line of verbiage, and then pick it up as a video, post it. Now, once it's posted, that goes on your LinkedIn profile as activity, and then you can repurpose it in the featured section. So I'm going to go to that in the next slide. And if you're not using this section on your profile, it's really a great opportunity to stand out from the crowd. And I'm going to reiterate this almost every other week because there's still too many people on LinkedIn that don't use it, and it's super easy. So to enable it, you go to your profile, and right underneath your picture, your headline, there's a bubble that'll say Add Profile Section. And you tap on recommended. Davey, can you advance this, please? You tap on recommended, and then you choose the featured option. And think about it as being a place to repurpose posts, newsletters, articles, any link from the internet can be featured, any type of media. So to give you an example, I pulled a screenshot from Davey's profile. So left to right, she's got a promo slide for this webinar. And then the middle one is a shot for one of the conferences that we've done. And then the one on the far right is a video. So it's a great place to really blow up something you really want to draw attention to. And again, super easy to start using it. And then you can repurpose all those different things. So every time we do a newsletter, we feature that on my profile as the far left, and you can rearrange, so you can reposition what you're featuring as well, which is kind of cool. So Davey's going to talk about some more ideas.
Great, thank you. I love that featured section, and we have made it a part of our SOPs when we're, for example, doing webinars to keep that feature section fresh. And it's really your highlights reel. I think it's one of the neatest things that they've done. There are lots of other places, of course, to upload your images onto your profile. Posts are important, but anywhere in your profile that you can add media, you should. So I also like to think of it as it's my portfolio of sorts, and it's a centralized place for me to store everything. So I actually like using LinkedIn for that as well. So in your experience sections, you can upload links, images, videos. You can tap on the edit pencil anytime on your profile that you see the pencil icon. That's an area that you can edit. You see the plus icon. That's an area where you can add to the profile and to that section. So it comes up in the template area for you to add your experience entries. Scroll to the bottom of that template. You'll see an opportunity to add media. Choose upload media, find it on your drive wherever you've saved it, and then edit the title field and tap save, and that will post it to that experience entry. You have, if you're interested in how that looks, you can also look at Debbie's profile or mine for some examples on images that we've included in our experience entries. In your education entries, also same process. You want to upload links, images, videos, awards. If you've received certificates, consider uploading those. Make a JPEG image of any of those certificates of achievement or accomplishments, awards, any PowerPoint files that are relevant to either an accomplishment or goods or services that you or your company are providing. Opportunities for people to actually see the product and engage with your marketing materials. And then if you have international clients or in your region or across the country, a large swath of clients, you can create a map and then you can edit that. There are additional special website links that you can add to your contact card. And so if you can save those images somewhere that can be served up on the internet, you can also add that as an extra website link on your contact card on your profile at the very top where your contact information is. So there are lots of opportunities to load your profile up with images and videos. And the point being, you want to make your profile more interesting. You want to make yourself and your brand more compelling so that folks will want to connect with and engage with you. And it makes your profile stickier. They're going to stay around longer to check out you and your content with images. And that's really the name of the game. Remember that second slide, the know, like, and trust factors? This is a way for people to get to know you better and like you better because they have an opportunity to engage with your content more before maybe the first introduction or a conversation that you would have with them. So it's a heavy lift. There are lots of opportunities to do this. We're not suggesting that you have to do it all in one day. If you follow our daily action plan for success that our clients do, you can just chip away at it a little bit at a time, go back, fill in all that backlog. As you find an image, remember, oh gosh, yeah, I need to put that on my LinkedIn profile. One, it'll make your profile better. Two, you'll always know where it is. And you can let LinkedIn store it for you. So take that time to continue to make your profile as robust as possible. All righty. All right, so let's talk about images and videos in your posts. So as we said, you stop and look at posts that have images. Statistically, those posts are 8 times more likely. They get 8 times more visibility when there are images. So that could be our whole webinar. Why add images? Because your posts are getting 8 times as much visibility. And why wouldn't you take the extra step to increase that visibility for one of your most important marketing efforts? All right, now let's talk about some limits because there are some little details that make it a little more complicated. If you're using a desktop to update the posts, then you can only load 1 photo or 1 video. If you see people that have more than one, that's because they're using their mobile app to make that post to their profile. There is some distinct differences in the functionality between the desktop app and the device app and how they function and what you can and can't do. And Debbie and I will be diving into that in our final webinar of the year in November, explaining the differences between desktop and mobile. We know some people that are all one or others or the other users. I usually am a desktop person, not a mobile person for LinkedIn. So when I want to do some of these other more advanced functions, I know I need to grab my phone. So here are ideas of things that you can post for images and videos. If you're out and about at contests, at conferences, promote the fact that you're attending, what you've learned, who you've been inspired by, professionals that you've networked, pictures of you with other attendees, enjoying yourself, being likable, being fun, and showing that you're continuing to grow your network as well as your professional development. If you've got promotions for your company, sponsorships, events, special campaigns going on, always promote those with images. When you have new staff members join your company or people have experienced promotions, it's always great to highlight them and share that good news with your network as well. Press releases, interesting things that are happening at your company, events that are going on, product releases, always important to promote. And of course, new products and services. Now, videos, they're also a little wonky. You have to understand what the restraints are. So you have to keep it to no more than a minute and a half. That people won't watch a whole lot longer than that. And use yourself as a guide. Okay, how long do you stick around when you see something on the internet? State your point, grab their attention, and this is when the subject really matters of the video. Make sure that it's compelling and that it's thoughtful, that it's succinct. Creativity counts for a lot. Authenticity is more important than professional production, unless of course your business is video production. So we all understand and we appreciate authentic more than perfect, especially coming out of the COVID era. We all have started to recognize our humanity, and I think people are just giving each other a little more grace, particularly as we're engaging on social media. You do want to make sure that you're presenting value, and a great way to do that is client testimonials or also employee testimonials. You can do a series on getting to meet your staff members. You can get, if you're a nonprofit, great videos to thank donors as a part of your appreciation and stewardship campaigns are great. If you have had a new service or a new brand launch, you can do videos related to that as well. So there's lots of news out there. Sometimes when we're inside our own little bubble, you can't see the forest for the trees, and you think, oh, I don't have anything to post. There's a lot to post. Just step back for a second, maybe print this slide particularly to gin up some interest and get your ideas flowing. The more you do, the easier it is to do it. So lots of ideas like there. All right, Debbie.
Okay, so I want to add to this content that we've developed with a couple of things I just thought about that we didn't include that I think are really important too. I also just scanned our attendee list. I'm going to do some shout outs too for the purpose of videos and posts. All right, another thing that you can do when you're scrolling through your homepage feed, look for the posts and videos that are being done by your network. And you'll notice that I do a lot of sharing. Regardless of what you might have heard about your stats going down, if you share other people's content, I don't pay attention to it. If I see good content being posted by a fellow LinkedIn advocate, like either of the folks listed on this slide, Kevin Turner or Jillian Whitney, Jeff Young, John Asperian, I could go on and on. We're probably connected to about 30 other LinkedIn experts around the world. Why, you might ask? Well, because first of all, there are millions of people in the world. There's lots of business to go around. And we're firm believers about giving, and lifting people up. There's lots of ways to say that, but we help each other. And honestly, LinkedIn does not do a good job of telling everybody when they're going to change things. So you'll see me sharing a lot of posts that are helpful to others. And it's my way of acknowledging someone else's excellence in the same field that we're in, but I'm also helping them spread their word. I do this a lot with Kevin D. Turner. Middle initials important. There's a lot of Kevin Turners on LinkedIn. Put that D in there and connect with him. He's in Dallas. We've been connected for a while. We've actually had the fortune to meet in person. He and his wife work together doing similar work to us, although they go much deeper into resumes and things like that. Kevin's an ace at staying on top of things. He also has some inside clout in LinkedIn, inside LinkedIn. So I love to share Kevin's posts. He's got an ongoing one. LinkedIn has had over 105 changes since January 1st. It is mind-blowing. Now, I'm going to quickly follow that statement with not all the changes would matter to you or I. You know, a lot of them are kind of back-end things that we would never notice. But he's got an ongoing post that he adds to. So I encourage you to visit his profile and check it out, because a lot of it's probably going to be very enlightening. And he takes things from other people that do what we do around the world. And a lot of his notations will be credited with found in the wild by so-and-so. And that means that so-and-so forwarded that change to him to add to his list. So he's a great resource for staying on top of all things new on LinkedIn. I also love the videos that Jillian does. Actually, the two of them are both doing, Jillian's doing a lot of LinkedIn Live events. If you haven't sat in on one of those, again, connect with her, pay attention to her activity, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I have not done any live events yet. I'm practicing. So, you know, practice makes perfect. We'll get there eventually. But it's a way to promote yourself or interview somebody on LinkedIn. And it's kind of like it is like a live webinar. You can attend it. You can make comments as the thing is going on. They're usually 30 minutes. Both Kevin, Jillian, and DW Consulting, we all have YouTube channels. And generally anything that we are recording ends up on that channel. So you can always go to those sources for more and more LinkedIn tips. I'm going to give a shout out to Dawn Christie. I know she's on the call. She startled me in a great way. I went to my LinkedIn messaging one day, and there was a little video message from her. And now I'm trying to remember what it was about, but she was in a really nice location, like alongside the water outside Chicago. And it was just a short video. And it was, and I'm straining because I'm doing this off the cuff, but it was welcoming us on a certain day, probably a holiday. Anyway, very clever. It was like 30 seconds long. It definitely got my attention. So voice messaging on LinkedIn and doing videos on LinkedIn is also something that's valuable to pay attention to. So we purposely connect with other similar LinkedIn experts around the world because together, you know, we are spreading our knowledge about LinkedIn. This is such a powerful platform, and there's so much to learn. So, you know, you can keep learning from everyone. I also want to mention networking events, and I just did a talk this morning for a group of chiropractic students at Kaiser University, and I got some pictures from that, so you'll be seeing those on LinkedIn later today. These are things that, you know, they're interesting, but that also keeps my network up to speed on what we're doing, you know, outside of the LinkedIn platform. So any event you attend is something that's available right with your phone to take a few pictures and post about it. And one of the reasons I love conferences or any big event like that, it gives you 3 chances to post: before, during, and after. And again, it's all about content. It's all about engagement. And please be sure to acknowledge anyone and everyone that engages with your posts or your videos. Let them know that you've seen that activity. Okay, so thank you to Kevin and Jillian. Jillian Whitney is, I believe her profile says Las Vegas, pretty sure. She was in Israel for a while. Now she's back in the States. And I'm pretty sure it says Las Vegas. So check those two out, connect with them. And then Davey, can we go to the next slide? and be sure to sign up. You know, our policy has always been, if you register for any of our webinars, you're going to get the replay link and any documents that we attach to that, whether you can attend or not. We know everybody is crazy busy. I also know that there is an overload, an overload of events, videos, lives that take place at noon during the workday. So with us, all you got to do is register, and you'll always get that valued information so you can sit back with your glass of wine later and watch it then. So September 27th is next. We love networking of any type. We'll be talking a lot about different ways you can improve your networking. And on the 29th of November, as Davey mentioned earlier, and I know there'll be more new things developed on at least the mobile app. They're always trying to improve it. So we get our slides together like the day or just a couple of days before. I just did my slides for my Kaiser talk last night. And we do that on purpose because we want to get the latest and most up-to-date information out to our network. So we thank you very much for attending. And I'm racking my brain here, Davey. I think, is this our last slide? Almost,
Yeah, just
right?
we got our engagement slides. Yeah, so you know, we want you to engage with us. That is the name of the game, of course, and building relationships so that we can bring you business, or you could do the same for us. Remember that these relationships, not everyone on LinkedIn is your ideal customer, but they may be able to lead you to your ideal customer. So it is about the relationship building game. So connect with us, please, if you haven't, with us either on LinkedIn or on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. We have dropped Twitter as a social media priority for us, just because we're more focused on LinkedIn, quite honestly. That's where our customers are. You can visit our website, sign up for our newsletter, download our free ebook, follow us on all of our channels. And then if you haven't or haven't lately booked a complimentary profile review, please take an opportunity to do that. You can get our contact information and our scheduling links from this final slide. We promise that we will be gentle and we'll make it fun. And I can guarantee you, even if you're the most savvy LinkedIn user on the planet, Debbie can probably find 2 or 3 things to make suggestions. We do have a couple comments in the chat, Debbie, that I want to address. We had a question specifically about making your content accessible for people with low vision or total blindness. I know I'm not a subject matter expert, but I know that Beth is. And so I will make a commitment to our attendees to touch base with Beth to try to present some additional resources for that topic in our follow-up email for this webinar. Okay. And I just want to make sure I don't see any other messages.
Hi.
All right.
There's one from Jane Moore. Oh, you all got to look her up too and see this Papagayo luxury area that she's in. Jane, no wonder your photos are more popular than videos, but where you are, which is in the tropics, she has gorgeous opportunities. I have to stop on every post she does. The same thing with my trip to Nassau recently. Ridiculous engagement on a post of, you know, my daughter and I in Nassau. She lives down there. Who can resist a photo with that turquoise water behind us? You know, over 8,000 views on that in the first couple of days. I'm like, this has nothing to do with LinkedIn. But, you know, who doesn't want to go vacation and take a brain break? And Eduardo, thank you for your support too.
You should post those Bahama pictures on everything, regardless of the topic.
Yeah,
Makes a look.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So again, we're just going to close out. I want to thank Beth. Again, congratulations, 33 years for the ADA being passed today. I was a new human resources professional when that rolled out. I remember that distinctly. And we're going to wrap up. Our follow-up will happen either late today, early tomorrow. It just depends on how long the captions take on YouTube. And as committed, we will send some additional information for accessibility for images for visually impaired. And we will look forward to seeing you all at our next webinar in September. Everyone have a great rest of your summer. Stay cool, stay safe, and we'll see you then.
Thank you.
Bye.